Are you here because you want to live until 100? Or do you want a happy life? Well, I cannot guarantee that you will live until 100, but I can provide you 10 tips on how to live a more centered and fulfilled life. Happiness is ephemeral, but this guide will force you to focus on what is important in life. Connection. Connecting to yourself, others, nature, etc. Silence the white noise and let your subconscious speak to you. Maybe it will tell you your Ikigai, i.e., your purpose. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
So in the book Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long, Happy Life, the Spaniard authors went to a village in Okinawa, Japan to figure out why are there so many centenarians, people who are over 100 years old in one small village. And it's important to note that Okinawa is one of 5 blue zones in the world. Blue zones means that there's a surplus of centenarians, people over 100 in that region. And so there's cities in California, Costa Rica, Greece, and Italy as well that have this same surplus. So getting more into what is Ikigai. So Ikigai literally translates into the happiness of always being busy, because they understand that an idle mind is a devil's playground. You have to keep busy, have a sense of purpose to keep on wanting to live every single day and have a reason to get up in the morning. Okay, so let's get into the 10 rules of Ikigai that the Spanish authors found from the interviewees and just understanding their lifestyle. So first, stay active and don't retire. As humans, we are meant to be solving problems some type of way. And if you're not gonna solve external problems, then you're gonna solve internal ones. Constantly challenging yourself gives you a reason to live every single day, and you really value your life and just being on this earth. 2, take it slow. Multitasking is bad, especially when you're living near major cities like New York, LA. It can feel stressful into that, oh, if you don't have 5,000 projects going on right now, then you're lazy. You're a lazy fart. What are you doing with your life? You're gonna end up at nothing. But it's good just to focus in on one task at a time. 3, don't fill your stomach. This means when you're eating, only eat 80% to be full. Very anti-American with our Big Macs, our super size, our just every bigger is better. But 1, it's not healthy to even be consuming that much food, but it's also not even good for your productivity, because after you eat, you get the itis if you ate too much and you're just slumped. And then what's the point, you know? But then this is also a lesson about overindulgence. It's everything is better in moderation, which is a key principle of Buddhism. Enjoy what Earth has to offer, but just do it in moderation. 4, surround yourself with good people and good friends. This means as soon as you see toxicity in your life from the people around you, then it is time to snip, snip, snip. When I'm saying these people are toxic and bad for you, that doesn't mean that objectively they're toxic and bad. It's just you're not compatible with them. And I'm honestly the worst at that. I'll see all the signs and be no, if I just communicate my problems to them, then they'll fix what bothers me and we can move on. No, I mean, communication is good and you should communicate before you're but sometimes people are just who they are, and if they're not compatible to you and what you need out of a friend, out of a relationship, out of anyone else, then you just need to cut your losses, because you cannot change people. 5, get in shape for your next birthday. This is basically the same as stay active, so I don't have anything more to say on that. 6, smile. The world is full of possibilities. Very true, and it's so easy in life to, especially with social media, focus like, wow, I don't have this newest bag, like I didn't just go on this luxurious trip, to always be focused on what you don't have instead of basking in like, wow, like I have so much right now that I should be happy for, and that there's so much more life for me to enjoy as long as I remember my purpose, remember what I'm doing this all for, and remember the things that make you happy. And I've gone to countries like Costa Rica that's considered a developing or poor country, but are they, like, there might be poor in monetary income, like in comparing to US dollars, but they're living very rich life, as their slogan is Pura Vida, which means pure life, and just understanding that life, there's so much to live in life, and that so much to be grateful, to smile for, and just grateful for every day. And that's such a different perspective than America or social media. You're just like, oh no, if I don't have XYZ, then I can't be happy because they have it, you know? So it's all about perspective. What are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on all of the things that you have that is good, or just focus on the aspects of life that you wish were better? Then 7, reconnect with nature. This is why I did this video, like, outside. It's just so good to just put your feet into the ground. I actually saw that in a video yesterday, like a YouTube video I was watching, and the girl was like, yeah, I just love like my bare feet in the grass. And like while I was watching, I was like, oh, that's a little weird. But I'm doing it now, and it's like just so free. And I also feel like more like a child, you know, like when you're just like always outside. But then as you get older, you start to disconnect from being outside as much, connecting with nature as much. I don't know why there is such a disconnection, or like why we have, what I should really say is, why have we built a society where adults have to be so disconnected from nature in order to be successful? Like, modernization is great. I love modern things, but it's also good to just get back to your roots, because this is like what God created. This is all other stuff is man-made creations, but this is like fundamental, and we just need to remember to take a moment, be out here with nature, like just hearing the sounds of like the wind and just the trees brushing past each other, like the birds chirping. Just a beautiful thing, especially for me. Like, I spend all my days in my room working from home, so but outside of just meetings, most of my sound is just nothingness, which is kind of deafening. So it's really nice just to be outside and just having so much natural sounds. It's like going around, and you just feel so alive and just connected to the earth, which is just so important. And so next is giving thanks, but honestly, I covered the gratitude topic when I was talking about smiling. Like, it goes hand in hand. You smile because you're grateful, and you're grateful for your peace, for your friends and family in your life. So it all goes hand in hand, and just so important to keep on going. Like, when you're in your journey of Ikigai, like, don't think about how far you have to go, but how far that you've come. I'm living in the moment, and that connects too with gratitude, because gratitude centers you to the now. Like, right now you have XYZ to be thankful for, and just being like at peace with yourself. Because there's important too with living in the moment is like, stop regretting the past and fearing the future. Ugh, I have such a problem with that. I'm such an overthinker. So like, I'll be like thinking about the past and like, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that, or I should have said that. Like, wait, did they perceive that moment how I perceived the moment? Or if I'm thinking about the future, I'm like, wait, if we do this, like, is this gonna cause a conflict? Or like, how is this gonna play out logistically? How is this gonna work? Like, my mind is like, but like, it doesn't matter. Like, one, the past is over, so there's nothing you can do about it. The future's not here. You can't control it. All you can control is the right now, so focus on it. But obviously, that's easier said than done. Like, I'm still working on that. But I do understand, like, how and why it's so important just to be living in the now. And then finally, number 10 is follow your Ikigai. We were all placed on this earth for a unique purpose. It's our job to follow it, to find it, but don't get stuck on like finding, like don't get stuck like, okay, I found my Ikigai, so this is it, like this is what I have to do with my life. No. Life is about evolving and growing. So what you want out of life right now at 25, let's say, is not the same thing you want out of life at 65, and that is okay. Like, you might have your little crises in between, but that's fine. And if you weren't, if your Ikigai wasn't evolving, your purpose wasn't evolving, then that's lame. That means you're stagnant. That like you're not growing as a person, and that's not how we're meant to be on the earth. You're not supposed to walk out the same way you came in. You should be changing with the different people, or changing your perspective and learning more from the different people that you meet, from your different experiences, from traveling the world and just connecting. Like all of that should shape you and change you and evolve you more specifically throughout life. So yeah, and it's okay to have multiple Ikigais. Like you're not be like, okay, this has to be my purpose forever. And then it's also important to note that like you can be a high achiever and then still want to be connected with nature, to take it a little bit slow. Like there is a balancing act. Like you can still have that 6-figure penthouse dream, but also be like, on the weekends I like to just sit in the grass like I'm a kid again, you know? Balance and moderation is key.